Alrighty, welcome back. We're on air. We're building a coupe right in front of your very eyes out of a two-door. Thank you very much. I don't know if it's ever been done before, but that makes me happy if it has or if it hasn't, because I'm having fun doing it myself. Basically, that's what's going on. And that's why we pulled it in, because I wanted to do something to test myself. I like to do that all the time. I like to test myself, see if I can do it. You know, you think about it and then you say, wow, I wonder if I can do it. And basically that's what I do. I just pull it in and go for it. And it's coming out just as good as I thought it would. It's not going to be like any other coupe that's around, because we've made it out of a two-door. The sail panels are different. The roof chop is different. The trunk lid is different. The back is different. But I have to continue on and try to finish it up, or try to get the rest of the body looking good. Last night I put a piece in here. The roof was shy there, and the piece curled in, and when I tried to pull it out, it just didn't go good. So what I did is I just made a piece that went from the furthest piece in, so it was flat, and I welded it up on the roof. Then I just put a little tape over it, so it shows you that I put a piece in there. And basically there was a little place here, just like this here. There was a little place like that there, right here. So I just stuck the metal right in there, so it's flushed off. So when it's ground off, then you just fill over top of that, and there's no big mess coming out. Because we all know when you overlap something, if you're using 18 gauge or using 20 gauge, or if you're using 16 gauge, to cover that, you must apply 20 gauge of filler, 18 gauge of filler, or 16 gauge of filler. So what I done is I took that piece and I stuck it in this little thing here, and stuck it in as just as flat as I could, and got that roof welded on. Just show you, just welded it on like that. Basically, that's all I'm doing, is put a little piece of tape over it. Just take your eye away from that ugly weld looking thing going on. But it did a good job, and I made another piece for the other side, the exact same thing. What I do to one side, I'm going to do to the other. I made another little piece, exact same piece. This little slot here goes in that groove and goes on the roof and does the exact same thing as the other side. So basically that'll hold that roof on nice there. And there's a little place here it's kind of dipped in. You can see it dipped in there, and I'm going to put that in the dip mark and then fold that around and put that piece on. Not this second, I'm not going to. The metal that you see on top of the round of the exhaust pipe, I'm just going to pull that back down on top of that and tack it all the way along there just for strength. That's basically what I'm going to do. But on next piece of the puzzle, I guess what I'm going to do, I don't want to fill the back in, because then I can't get to the back window. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a piece of exhaust pipe from this exhaust pipe to that exhaust pipe to allow us to put a piece of metal on the roof and come down to the exhaust pipe in the back. That's basically what I'm going to do. And I'm going to make it all one piece, and then I'll cut the window section out and put it in. I wouldn't want to put something in there and then cut it out to have the window to put in one piece right down to the exhaust pipe, and then we'll cut the window section out. Basically that's what I'm thinking, and I'm leaving this open so I can stand in there and do it. I've got two pieces of pipe that are left over from what we had done yesterday, and I think I said that, I left that there. And we have a radius on it again. So on the back of this, we're going to do both. We're going to do the radius going this way, and I'm going to turn it up a little bit, and then we're going to have a radius this way. Basically, that's how I'm cheating it, or that's how I'm doing it. Let's go for it, I guess. I'm going to weld the exhaust pipe together. Let's do it. Jolene's looking amazing today. She's in a little plaid shirt, and she looks amazing today. Also, Jolene's been doing very well on the jet setting thing. We want to thank everybody for the votes, and we'd like to previously thank you for more votes. We appreciate that. We thank you very much, because we see the effort people putting in, people voting for her. We appreciate it. Don't think we don't. And we thank you, and I thank you for supporting Jolene. Alrighty, found my glasses. Somebody had said where they were. Jolene said there was a comment. They were on the tire. They fell down right where he said that were, and we found the glasses. Jolene bought some Baileys and put in the coffee this morning, so she gets another half a point. So this morning she's 10.5. She gets another half a point. And remember, I treat Jolene like a queen because she acts like a queen. Makes sense, doesn't it? If you don't act like a queen, you can't be called a queen, that's for sure. That's my opinion anyways. I don't know what that's worth. It's probably worth a belly button, but you got to act like a queen to get treated like a queen. Alrighty, I've already put this together here this morning. I just stuck it there like this. And I do not know. What do I do not know? I do not know a lot of things, but I don't know if it's exactly perfect or not. And it does not matter to me if it's exactly perfect sometimes. Sometimes the beauty is in the non-perfect things, is it not? You know? Looks good enough for me. Should be good enough for both of us. I'm going to put a pair of gloves on. And we're just going to run this from exhaust pipe to exhaust pipe, and you can see how that's going to strengthen the car up. So you just keep something like this. You cut something off, and you just take one step, and you just keep stepping, and you keep stepping, and you keep going, and after a while, you get it done. Just going to tack it together here. I'm going to turn the gas on first thing in the morning. We appreciate everybody coming back and watching and paying attention. Good comments and bad comments, we just add them together, and that means we get a lot of comments. Isn't that true, baby? Huh? I'm going to take a look. I'm going to turn this. It's tacked together. I just want to see if it's tucked down or if it looks straight or not. Just like you, Jolene. Amazing. We're going to leave it like that. I find you get a lot nicer looking job if you spot your weld, like just spot, instead of trying to drag a bead along. I just find you get a nicer looking job. I know everybody wants to pull a bead, but the spots look better than the beads, I find. You tell me what looks better. I think the spot, like spot looks better. So anybody doing exhaust work, you know, instead of trying to run that bead all the way around that exhaust pipe, spot it. It looks better. Put your quarters down. Alrighty, we got that welded together. Now, it's a fine looking piece of pipe. I got a little bit of a, when I look at the pipe, I got a little bit of a bend. And the bend is this way. So it's kind of going a little bit like this. So I'd want to turn my pipe this way, and I'd want to put my contour up. Always want to put your contour out. Even on the side of the building, when you've got your studs and you're putting your studs up. You know, if you're a good carpenter, will look at his studs and see which way the wood is going. You never want to put your stud so the bow is on the inside. So you look down the side of your building, you got your side of your house is sucked in. You want the bow on the outside because you cannot see the bow on the outside. Exact same thing as body work. So when you see me looking at metal, or you're looking at metal, put the bow to the outside. If I put the bow in, well, then it would sink down and you would see it. If it's high, it's hard to tell. I guess the eye does not read it that well. I guess that's why, I guess. I'm not sure, to be honest with you, but I guess the eye must not read it well. So I'm going to get up in there. I'm going to have a marker, put my hat back on. It's a little, it's wide in the bum. I don't know what else to say than that. It's a little wide in the bum, but I'm fine with it. Look, I think it looks good. I'm happy with it. It comes down to the trunk lid. It comes down nice there. Very happy with it. So basically, what we're going to do now is we're going to put a piece of exhaust pipe across the back. Get in here somewhat, and I'm going to try to eye this up to the centers. No, you know, let's face it. If it looks good, go for it. And all I'm doing is taking this weld mark and running it down with that drive shaft tunnel. And I know they're not always in the center. I know that. And I think I've explained that a few times. But I've got to cut this off, this exhaust pipe, and then I've got to lay this back of this roof on this exhaust pipe. And yeah. It seems like I'm got more. We'll have to, oh, that's just laid down, that's all. That's all. Alrighty. I'm going to cut this off. I really don't want to cut two ends, but I'm going to. I have to. What do you mean I don't want to? I have to. Let's just go a little bit longer than we should. I'll go the outside of that line. And sometimes this can be tricky, cutting this off, because let's face it, I'm going to a round exhaust pipe. It can be tricky, but I'll just make it a little bit longer, and then I can V it in when I'm done. All right. Just looking it over, just eyeing it up, looking it over. Going to go to the outside line. All right, let's go for it. And I do not know how far it's going to go in yet. It's kind of funny. I want this back of this roof to lay on this exhaust pipe, and then the back of the window has to lay on it, or the back of the roof, whatever we decide to go with first. Right there. So I might struggle for a minute or two, but we'll get it. You know, it's always a struggle when you're doing something and you're not sure exactly what the cut is. It's a struggle, believe me. You know, as we're doing this and we're building this coupe, what can I say? This is my story. This is my story, and what I mean by this is my story. When I was a young man and I had no money, I wanted that cool car, that coupe. Yes, I did. Didn't want to knock that out, but I wanted that cool car, and the only way I was going to get it is if I pulled out a piece of junk or bought something cheap and went for it. And basically, my first car that I did, way to heaven, it was a piece of junk. It was a $200 four-door. And I took the will and the want, and I made something out of it, just like I'm doing right this present moment. This is called the will and the want. If you want something, you have to go for it. And I'm not afraid to go for it because I wanted it. I wanted it. I'm going to take and V that out a little bit. So this is, you know, as I'm doing this, this is my story, you know. This is what I do. This is what I've always done. And I don't think that I'm not going to change. Just looking at the, I'm not going to change because that's who I am. But this is my story as you watch me put this car together. Now, I'm going to cut. I don't want to cut to something too short. That's basically what I don't want to do. I don't want to cut something short. I don't want to cut something short. And basically, I don't want to cut something short because then I have to put another piece in. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to get creative here. Yeah. That didn't do it, did it? I'm going to see if that comes close. I'm going to cut that off. Did I drop my marker thing down there?
I think it's probably there.
You know, I just have to keep cutting it little bit by little bit and trying to get it where I need it to go. That's basically it. Just get a little nervous cutting it, that's all. I do not want to get it too small, as this is the piece of pipe that I have. I can get that, knock that down like that, right there. Do I want to come up higher? I want to come up higher. Just thinking to myself out loud. So what's going on is the pipe is underneath there. And that's how I want to do. I want to lay that on there like that so I can weld, bring a big sheet of metal and lay down, lay on top of this and weld to it. I could take it above it and make it a body molding or a body whatever, but there's nothing that carries around with it. So I'm going to have to try to keep it. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to eye the top of this off and try to bring it in. I'm going to go up a little bit higher. I'm going to keep that a little longer on this edge. Actually, I'm going to go up there like this. That's how high I want it. And I'm going to bring it around to like that. Just put my marker on there like that because I know I want my exhaust pipe even with that. So I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. See what happens, just cut a little more off. So this is not an easy piece to put in. And if I get it wrong, I have to add a piece to it. Simple as that. Okay, now I'm gonna have to turn in to get it, and it's gonna have to turn on that side too. So I'm thinking that I want my pipe right about there somewhere. And it's not bad. I just got to get it cut a little shorter, that's all. To me, I'm going to take a 1/2 inch off either side. This is where the scary stuff comes in. I don't know how scary it is, but I don't want to mess up this piece of pipe that I have, obviously, because I'd have to roll another piece. I get it cut too short, and then it becomes not good. Keeping it on the same angle. That wasn't a 1/2 inch, but like I said before, I do not want to cut it too short. I'm going to set that right. I found my marker top. So the angle I thought that I cut was pretty decent, so all I did is continue on with the angle, and I just cut a little bit off. See, now I'm up in there now. That's a good thing. Now I just have to keep cutting a little bit more off each side. Got a little more each off each side. It's probably the 1/2 inch I said. Not putting it in there yet, or I'd be picking it up and looking at the angle again. Remember, I'm looking at that angle again, and I'd be looking at, but it's going pretty decent. So I'm going to cut that much again off each side. Wouldn't want to cut it all off one side. I want to cut it off each side. Funny, I'm still on my mark. I made a mark and then I made it bigger. I'm still on it. That's good. I don't know if it's good or not, but I'm still there. Taking the same off both sides. I'm going to look at and see where the high spot is, and the high spot wants to go that way. All right, look at that now, would you? We're getting close now. We're on the money now. We're probably cut a little bit. I'm just gonna. We're good now. I got quite a gap going on right there, but I'm not all the way back on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take and put a V in it a little bit. V it a little bit, just a little bit. We can bring it back a little bit further. Yes, we can. I bet that's pretty nice right there on this side. I haven't got it on that side yet. And that can come back a fair bit. So what I'm going to do is take that out. I do not want to make anything. So to make it fit, this is what I'm going to do. I know that pipe is round. I know that is round, so I'm looking at it. high spots on this pot. This is a high spot. I'm going to mark it. What the hey? Where the mark is, that means a high spot. Instead of me trying to look at it every time and figure out which one's a high spot, I'm just going to take a little V out of that. And it's going to set it in there a little bit. I'm just going to take a little V out of the center on both ends. So I just V'd it like that. So you can admit when it goes in against the pipe, that little V there is going to help me get in there. And the rest of it I'll fill in with the welder. And the reason I say I'll fill it in with a welder is because if it has a gap, it does not matter. That's what the welder's for. Look at that, I got another marker. I got all kinds of markers, man. I'm rich. You know why I'm rich? Because I'm happy. Because I'm happy. You could give me $1 million and I would be no more happier. Now I know what the top is because I've got it marked. Did I make it? Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. See how that fits on that side? Got a little gap going on, but that's no big deal. You know what I mean? Got a little gap going on. That's no big deal. That fits down in that nice. I think I've got it. What I'm going to do is, like, that's nothing to me welding that up. I'll show you me welding that up. That's no problem. What I'm going to do is I want to tack one side, and then I got to do a little bit of measuring. I don't want to, but I'm going to. Yeah, feels good. Looks good. Alrighty. Excellent. That'll even stay there. Look at that, would you? Hickory dickory dock. Beautiful. And that's beautiful. All right. I think what I'll do is I'll do a little measure first, and then I'll stick that in. And I could do it either way. I could grab a piece of tape, stretch it out, pluck it on, take the piece of tape on the other side, pluck it on, put it on the other side. But we'll take tape measure, and I might even do that. So this round bar is to allow for the rest of the roof to come down on. And we're going to take the sheet. That piece there, I said I was going to put that on earlier, but that piece goes like this, you know. That piece was the roof, and that goes like that. I would never want to put that on this piece where it goes like this. So we have some metal over there, new stuff, and we'll take it and put it in the roller, and we'll roll ours this way, exactly like the sail panels, basically. So what I want to do is I'm going to take and measure from the doorpost. On what side do I want to measure? And this one here, I'm going to measure this one. Right up on that doorpost right there. I'm going to go underneath. 21. I used to be 21. Let's just take that down. Let's do it that way. (20 3/8). 20 3/8. 20 3/8. Double check with the old tape measure. 20 3/8. There you go. I've got it a little bit. To pull it back a little bit, we'll just pull it back the same on each side. Right there. Right there's where I want it. Beautiful. That's kind of... All right. Just want to get that on there. We're back a little bit further on both sides than we should be. And the reason being is because it fits better. Are we up level on that? Are we up level on that? That don't look bad. No, we are not. All right, I'm going to tack one side. What I'm going to do is tack one side, and then I'm going to tack the other and get it put in place. But 20, I'm going to make another mark. Because 20 3/8 is just kind of a little bit shy. I want to stick it. So we'll go 21, just like I said in the first place. 21. There's a comment on there. How are you going to get the doors open with a sail panel welded to the doors? If I can build a car like this, I probably wouldn't weld the sail panels to the door. That's what common sense tells me. I'm a common sense kind of guy. I work off common sense. It gets me where I'm going. There we go. Now we're talking turkey. Got a little bit of pressure on it. A little bit of pressure on it. There. Beautiful. That's where I want it. 21. I don't want to be 21, but 21's where it's at. I'm going to tack one side. I'm going to get over here and you can see that it's going straight across. Don't want that. We're going to have to turn that up a bit, but we're going to tack it first. And the reason being is we need a little shape. We need a little shape. And that what's going to happen there, obviously my little V marks are not going to work out so good. Well, they're going to be okay, but they're not going to work out probably as good as they probably should have. Because I'm turning it up a little bit. But that's all right. Now, that goes across. I'm hoping that will stay. Stay. I'm going to tack it in the front so I can turn it up. If I tack it in the back, I can't turn it up. Does that make sense? Because I want to turn the back up, right? If I tacked it there, I couldn't twist it up. Have to tack it in the front. We're on 21. We're ahead of 21 there a little bit, and we're ahead of 21 on this side. Yeah. I want to turn it up. It's like, got to cut that off some, or just keep, it's actually hitting a little bit. We got her that tight. That's good. That's good. That's that tight. That's good. Cut it off a little bit here. Watch your eyes. And turn it up. There we go. Felt it come up that time. I'm going to take and cut this off. gotta get out and take a look. Not turned up nowhere near enough. Nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. Not hitting on that side. Not hitting on that side. But nowhere's there up and high enough. Surgery. Just slowly, a little bit at a time. Now I want to know if that's... I have to get out and do this every time just because I have to see if it's going up in the air or not. Just need a little contour in the back. Like we have to be higher than this. We can't be lower than this, right? That's all I'm saying. And all I'm trying to do. Have to take a little more off that. Take a little more off that. And I can't turn it up if it's not higher. I wish I had something straight to know. Don't have something that long. Got a broomstick here. And check the broomstick out, see if it's higher than. That looks pretty even, to be honest with you. So it's got to go higher. Well, it's not really long enough to show me, but because it's down on that end. And I got a welder cord there. You can see what's going on. I want it turned up higher. I'm getting tight down the bottom, so it's hard to turn up. It's going to fall off one of these times. Put that up there because you'll end up whacking your leg on or something or come up and kick you. All right, just take a little more off. And basically what I got to do is I got to come up above that. Come up above that. So the front's got to be turned down. So the front of the pipe, I got to let the front of the pipe go to get it up higher because we're getting above this, we're getting above that. So to be honest with you, the front of the pipe's got to be turned down. Okay, we'll cut it back off. We know where we're supposed to be though. We know where the weld mark is supposed to be, or where it is, obviously. Come on now, girl. Come on now, baby. Just gonna knock that off. So now we're going to take that weld mark and turn it down some, and then apply it back on again. Turn it down. And turn it. See how the weld mark's right there? The weld mark's right there. I got a weld mark on my pipe, and I'm just going to turn it down some, down like that. I'll turn it down on the other side. There we go. I'd like to get out and take a look at that, but I'm not able when. See, that could have been. See, I think I could have made a little bit of a boo-boo there, but that's what it's all about. You want to come up some? Keep it turned down. Just little tacks because I might want to turn it. And there's turned down about the same, obviously. I'm just going to take a look. We're on the 21 mark still. And when I put that V in there, I put it in so the pipe was straight. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Now we're up higher in the center. How can I show you? So you can see, well, you can see that the top of the pipe, exhaust pipe is higher in the middle and lower on the sides. And you run it over to the camera over that side, over that corner, and you can see how you can't see the exhaust pipe on that side. Basically what's going on there. And so you got chewing that out a little bit. That's okay, just lay that down like that. I don't need a whole bunch. But basically what has to happen is that can come up some more, and that can come up some more on that side. So I got to cut that off again. What I want is, I want this exhaust pipe. Let me see if I got something going on here. I want that exhaust pipe level with, at least level with this. I can't have it down because my corner of my metal will be down. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put that that's got to come up some. All right, let's do it again. This is what it is. So, I want it tacked in the exact same place, but higher. Let me take this helmet off for a minute. So I got it tacked right there. I got the right angle. I want that aimed down. So I got a little piece of weld right there. That's the only way I know what I'm doing. I got a little piece of weld right there, and I'm going to take that tack and just take it up a little tiny bit. There. Same angle. Just up a bit. Back on. Same angle, just up a bit. Why don't I do that? Nope, I want to go up a bit more. So in other words, I'm playing with the angles. I'm going to have to grind that off. So I think I can get my pipe up. I don't want it down. I got to come up. I got to come up. Yeah, that looks better. That looks nice. That looks nice. We're a little bit ahead of that line, a little bit ahead of that line. looks good. I'm going to get out and see if it looks good. Raised up in the center. Now what I'm looking for to see if this exhaust pipe is running up. Like, so I want it to run from the top of this, I want it to come across nice and level. I think I'm just banging it up just a little bit. Might be too much. Basically what I'm going for. Run a piece of metal across like that. Looks good to me. I'm just going to go on the other side, you sweetheart. Jolene looks amazing today, if I didn't tell you already. She always looks amazing. No, I'm going to take the other side up just a little bit. That's up just a little bit. It's easier to take it up. Geez, that looks good. I mean, you do, Jolene. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with it. So what I'm thinking, as I get this stick, we're higher in the center than we are on the edge. You can see that we're raised in the center, down lower, raised in the center, down lower. That's basically what I want. I want it. That's what I want. So I'm going to tack it here. I'm going to tack it. I'm going to pull the welder head and tack it on the other side. I could put more contour in it. Yes, I could. But I do not want to get the back roundness over contouring the roof. The roof is kind of laid back, quite heavy. So I do not want to over compensate for that. Alrighty. Let's put it's kind of a big, I can fill that with a coat hanger. Yes, I can. I can. Do you want to see me fill that with a coat hanger, or you want me to put a piece in it?
It's up to you. We're at 48.
It's up to me?
We're at 48.
We're at 48? Well, let's get this welded in here and get this tacked in here. Here, I'll just do this. I got that welded on that. I want to tack it all the way a little better on the front side. And then we'll do a little coat hanger trick. Fitting nice in here. Okay. I'm just going to take this off. It's off for a second. I'm going to get one of Malcolm's coat hangers. Young feller from PEI give me these coat hangers, and I'm going to use one because I feel like it. Oh, I'll have to cut that one free. And the reason I'm going to do it is just to show you why not. If you're in a jam or in a pinch, you know, you cut your metal too short or whatever you've done. I've cut the exhaust pipe short. Well, I angled it wrong. When I put it in there, I cut the V. I cut the V for going straight across. I should have turned it a little bit and then cut the V. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to fill that full right there. It's just going to take me a second. And so if you think you've ruined something, well, no. Grab the coat hanger. You know, this is me also. All I'm using that coat hair hanger for is material. I'm going to have to thank Malcolm from PEI. Nice enough to think of me. Probably should have the air on, but we're welding exhaust pipe. It won't turn too much. I hope not. Now you would think that fit great, wouldn't you? And that didn't take very long to you know, weld that up with a coat hanger. It's quite a big gap going on there. I want to get some air before I get up in there, but I'm going to turn the air on anyways just to cool it down, I think, or just leave it be. But basically, I just took the coat hanger. I'm using it for material. Just keep shoving it in there. And we do know that we have penetration because, you know, there's no other way that we could fill it in if we didn't have penetration. But I've got the exhaust pipe on there. I got the exhaust pipe. You can see it right here if you come this way. See how the exhaust pipe just starting to go up, just turning up? That's what I want it. It's just turning up there with it like that. Just turning up with the, you know, just turning up. I can't have it above it. I can't have it below it. I want the metal lay on top of it. Same on the other side. Yeah, same on the other side. Good eye, Chad, good eye. Basically, that's what it takes. The roof will come down here. We'll trim this down so it lays on there and welds up nice. I'm going to get a coat hanger before I fill that in. I'm going to have to take and cut this part of the roof, cut that, and get that laid down on there. I'll take and probably fill that with coat hanger. No doubt in my mind. I mean, there's no sense in me cutting a piece. You see how fast I've done it. Why don't I do that? Get some air and fill that in. Got enough time?
Yeah, we're at 52.
Okay, just fill that in just to show how I do it. We'll grab the other side, put a little air on. Just don't want to get things hot and moving around too much. And I want to show off my non-leaky hose. I put a new fitting on her. I slowed down for a minute. So we went to Hiltz Auto. We got ourselves a new fitting. Watch this.
Wow.
Baby even said, wow. She loves me, boy. She loves me. Let's pull this tape off here. So you must admit that's quite a hole. It's quite a hole. It really is. Not a very good looking hole, you know. But in the end, I did not ruin anything. Did not ruin a thing. Just kind of, all it did is made me be creative and turn to something else to fix it. Just wanted to check and feel with my hand, see how cool it is. Yeah, still could. Start overheating things and things start moving. It's kind of a puddle, quite a puddle to put there in the first place, but I think we're okay. So we'll fill this in and then we'll give away a hat or a shirt. It's quite a hole. Yes, it is. Malcolm, a friend of mine from PEI, gave me these coat hangers. And I'm going to use it. Fill that in there a little bit. Just want to keep it cool. Keep feeding it in there. pinhole I don't think I like. And remember, it's got to be ground off. Don't fret. A little more air on that. Good. So basically that's what I do on spots like that. If I generally don't call it, you can say I messed up on the cut. Yeah, you sure can. But it's pretty simple to fix it. I couldn't have welded it up any faster. If it fitted excellent, you wouldn't weld it up any faster. For me to go grab a piece and try to get a piece cut in that's why I went to that coat hanger, because it was just as quick as me to grab that and fill it. Also, exact same thing when it comes to butt welding. If it's off a little bit, does not matter to me. I just grab a coat hanger and put more material in there. You're going to be grinding it off anyways. I can grind that off the flapper wheel just like I can grind when I butt something off. So I hope that maybe somebody somewhere will grab a coat hanger and say, wow, pretty cool. But that's basically, right here, building this car is my story. And what I mean by my story is I wanted an old car, and I wanted a cool old car, and I went to work and made it. That's why I say, like, as we're doing these videos, if you're a young person and if you want something, you can figure out a way how to get it. But you have to use your own brain. You have to use your own brain. If not, take a couple suggestions from Bad Chad and grab a coat hanger and go for it. If you want that coupe and you have a piece of poop, well, you can make a coupe from that piece of poop if you've got the will and the want. And that's what I did. That's what I've done. That's what I always will do. I like the idea of creating something from nothing. When I get this car done and get it, get the back, whatever, when I get this car done, when I tell somebody I've made this car out of a two-door, wow, that was a two-door? Like, how long did it take you? Oh, it took me a week. We're not into this thing. We're in this thing for 10 hours. Are we in it for 10 hours yet?
Yeah, probably like 7.
We're into this thing for 10 hours, I've done it a lot. That's why, I'm able to do it in 10 hours. And you can understand now when I say we build a car in 35 days, if I can come up here in 10, 15 hours, put a car together that looks like something, it's basically another week to weld it all up, another 2 weeks to get it filled and get it painted while someone's doing the chassis and doing the engine. That's basically how it was done. Everybody, and the welders are here because one person was welding on the chassis, 2 people were welding on the car, and 1 person was fixing something. Basically, that's how it was done. But as I get going, as I get better, because I think I am, not because I've made this mistake here, no, because I've got confidence that I can take something that's outside and make something that I want. And that's how I started, and I think anybody else can do the exact same thing. You just have to have the will and the want. Let's give away a shirt or hat. So I'm really happy about what's going on. You can come here and you can look across that piece of exhaust pipe. If you want to take a look at it, you can see how it's raised up in the center. If you look straight across, you can see how it's raised up in the center. We would never want that center laying down. And what I've done is I've manipulated it. We've got one contour going, but I've manipulated it. I've turned it up. I'm using half of the contour up. I'm using half the contour for the back. Now you can see how the roof panel is going to be able to lay in here and come down and lay on this. Makes the car very strong, probably stronger than a lot of cars with this exhaust pipe running in the way it is. Going to have to put another piece of metal on here and support that a little bit better, tie that in nice there, put a gusset in there, put a gusset in on that side of the roof. We'll probably put a gusset in maybe in the corners here from the exhaust pipe to the trunk lid. And you could put a gusset in here. Gusset in there. Anything that's got a corner, you can gusset it and make it twice as strong. Now, when this is here, now I can run a piece from down there. I can put my interior in. I can run another piece across here to there to put my metal on. It just keeps going and going and going, and you do not stop until you think you're finished, until you think you're good. It looks good. Now I'm going to probably end up doing the exact same. That went so well over there, just welded up like that. Sometimes I don't like, what can I say? That there is not a nice cut. No, it's not. But I'm sorry, but when it comes to that and I make a boo-boo like that when I'm making something, I do not let it slow me down. I grab the coat hanger and I do that. I fill it, I weld it, I grind it off, and you would not know when I ground that off whether it fit beautiful or if it did not fit beautiful. You would not know. And basically I want to show you that because you can do the exact same thing. When I butt weld that down through there, if it does not fit the best, I grab a coat hanger and I fix it. I do not go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth and try to make another piece. Just continue on, get creative, and do it. We can see across there that it's got a nice graze to it, and I'm happy with it. Let's go get half shirt. I'll stop my yakking this morning. Jolene looks amazing today, little jet setter. If anybody wants to throw it a vote, I'd muchly appreciate it. Jolene, wow.
This is the
She's
button
my
here.
lady.
If you press that,
Okay.
it takes you have to log into Facebook to give your vote, but I think we've probably already voted today, so.
You get my vote every morning, baby. She woke up 10:30 this morning, boys. I had Bailey's in my coffee. 10:30. Had a little plaid shirt on. Want me to turn the camera on you?
No, it's okay.
So remember, girls, if you want to be treated like a queen, you must act like a queen.
583.
583. Thank you very much, everybody. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Let's face it. You're taking your time to comment on what we're doing. You deserve a hat or a shirt. Looks great. Keep up the good work. Why, thank you very much, Tyson Parker. You've won a hat or a shirt of your choice, and you've taken your time to write in a comment, and I salute you.